folks, it is January here on the Florida Homestead, although I think today it's in the low 80s, so it doesn't really feel like that. But with that aside, today I'm excited to share with you the Vtoman Jump 1500X portable battery bank. This thing looks pretty cool. It's got 1500 watts capacity, but it actually has a surge mode, which allows very temporarily usage of up to 3000 watts, over 800 watt hours of power. And not only that, but it's good for over 3000 charges, 3000 uses. Now, I've taken a quick look at this guy. It seems very, very out of the box, simple to use and intuitive. A lot of other battery banks, they have, apps associated with them, and a lot of times you can't even really get it functioning without installing the app on your phone. Not this guy. This guy, you take it out of the box, it's ready to go. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look at this. I've got a few practical applications around the farm that I'd like to see if this Jump 1500 can handle. So we're gonna take a look at that, and I'll give you my thoughts on it at the end. But come on, it's a beautiful day. Let's jump in. Now, in opening this battery bank itself, I was immediately kind of surprised by how little fluff there is inside the box. So there is a neat little sticker pack, but aside from that, you've got a little pouch. The pouch contains your wall outlet charger, a cigarette lighter charger, and there's connectivity available for powering off a solar panel as well. The 1500X itself actually has 3 AC ports, 3 USB-A ports, a USB-C, a USB-A 3.0, and a DC outlet as well. And that's going to be able to power pretty much anything you would need, whether it's a phone or a small appliance, and etc. Now, I've got a few tests in mind for this battery, but the big one I have in mind is my wife actually bought me an electric milker for Christmas. It's a milking machine. Our cows are pregnant. They're going to be giving birth in probably 4 to 6 weeks. They're quite a ways along right now. And I'm going to need a way to power this milking machine because it does need to be plugged into a power supply so that I can milk the cow every morning. And I was thinking initially of running a couple of extension cords out, but the area that I need to get to, it's a pretty substantial distance. I'd say it's, maybe 300 feet or so, and I'd probably have to chain a number of power cords back to back to back. That might not be my best idea, so I'm gonna figure out if I can run that milking machine off this guy here, and that might be a better solution for me to get to the site where the cow is gonna be immobilized each morning, and I can milk that way. So that'll be our first test today. So for our first test here, I figured, hey, let's go right to the site. Now, this is actually where our milking stand is going to be eventually. It's been a work in progress for over a month now. Sometimes you just get busy with 50 million projects, but it's getting there. And when the time comes, we're going to have a big decision to make. Do I want to run 300 feet of extension cord all the way from the house out here to get this milking machine running? Or is there a better way? And this 1500X actually might be the answer to that question. If we can run this milking machine out here at the milking stand, then I won't really necessarily have to run that cable out here, and that could save us a bit of headache. So let's do the practical demonstration. Let's see if we can run the milking machine out here at the milking stand. And if it does run, how long could we run it for, right? Let's take a look. And I was happy to say that the milking machine test seemed to be an astounding success. So it looks like the milking machine was pulling roughly between 300 to 500 watts, and it looked like the Vtoman could power it for at least 1.5 hours at maximum capacity. And this got me really excited because I was already starting to think, okay, I can actually use this for this purpose in the coming months after the calves are born. And potentially I won't have to run any kind of conduit out here to the milking stand. We'll just be able to power the milking machine off the battery. And after the milking machine test, I was thinking of other practical things that I could go ahead and demonstrate this with. And one thing that came to mind was, well, my children, my wife and I, we like to watch movies on a projector in the backyard. And I'm always running extension cables for that. So I figured, hey, let's go ahead, plug this into the Vtoman, see if it will work. and it passed with flying colors. I think it said that it would have run the projector screen for about 8 to 10 hours, which is plenty long to play many, many, many movies. And it seemed like a really nice, quick solution for doing an application like that. So we had tested the milking machine, we had tested the projector, and I was thinking to myself, now it's time to really put this thing to, towards its maximum amount of wattage. We need to really test the true capacity of this. So I was looking around thinking, what kind of demonstration could I give? And I said, you know what? Let's plug the treadmill into this. So I have a pretty large treadmill. At first, I didn't think it would be able to handle it, but I plugged the treadmill into this thing. I cranked it up to 7 miles per hour, and it handled it beautifully with flying colors. I said to myself, okay, let's take this one step further. Let's go ahead and plug in the standing fan. I cranked that up to high, handled it with flying colors. And then I actually had a large blower, which is used for blowing up like a children's inflatable slide. So I had all three of those things going at the same time in the 1500X. I was getting the wattage just over 1,000, and it handled it flawlessly, but albeit with a maximum duration of maybe 45 minutes to an hour, but still it was handling that huge load, no problem. So this little guy is actually really cool. I told myself, I said, for the sake of the video, let's see if we can get close to maximum output on this thing. I plugged the treadmill into it. I didn't really know how that was going to turn out. It handled the treadmill at 7 miles per hour, like stunningly. We plugged that fan in. I plugged that inflatable blower. This thing, it says in the instruction manual and on the website, it's good for stuff like floodlights and etc., power tools, stuff of that nature. I assume that's what a lot of people would use a product like this for camping. But genuinely, the only drawback that I could potentially see with this is perhaps the longevity, like how long you can keep it going. When we had it going at over 1,000 watts, it said that it would go for basically 45 minutes or so. Now, at lower uses, you can get multiple hours out of it, but at that high, like nearing maximum capacity, it's going to be a little bit under an hour. Now, with that being said, I've read that they make a different version of this. It's an 1800 that has over double the watt hours, or nearly double, mind you, the watt hours of this, so a lot more capacity. And also, if you really like this 1500X, you can get an extended battery, so you can double the capacity of it going that route as well. This thing's awesome. It's really lightweight, so I could definitely see myself like having it fully charged up and just on hand. If the kids want to watch a movie out back, I'll bring it out. Let's plug the projector in. If I need to go milk the cow out front, let's bring it out. Let's plug the milker in. And again, kind of wild that it ran the treadmill and all that other stuff as well. So big thumbs up from me. This thing is really cool. Definitely among the different battery banks that I've reviewed, it's more lightweight, it's more simple, it doesn't have all that nonsense with apps. Sometimes I think it's 2024, people like having an app for everything and having, the ability to change the lights on it and stuff like that, but I don't see it as being necessary anyways. I just want to power stuff and get the job rolling, so I almost like the fact that it doesn't have an app. Guys, big thumbs up from me. I want to say thank you to Vtoman for the opportunity to review this. And as always, guys, if you enjoyed the reviews, more homesteading videos. We got baby calves on the way, so there's going to be videos on them, of course. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe. And guys, God bless. I appreciate you giving this video an opportunity and watching. And until next time, it's Justin with Florida Homestead. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.